EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
At last, Akani Sabine is an Olympic medalist.
Hi, good evening, Rob, and good evening to guests. Mkani, congratulations once more on your achievement, you and your team in the recent Olympics,
Let me also greet Mr. Simbini Akani. And I just want to say, we are very blessed in our lifetime, in as much as people will talk about in football, about Messi, about Ronaldo, to have such talent in our lifetime, who has inspired a lot of athletes in South Africa. We are very blessed. We are very blessed. We are very proud of you, Akani. Whatever you want to do in life, just know that this country is behind you.
You loved football, but here we are. And the irony is that he likened you to the Messis of this world.
I don't know, man. I think that voice note just got me a little bit emotional. My career has been just a blessing. I didn't intend to run so I can be popular or inspire other people. I was just running because I loved running.
Simbine and the South Africans finally get a medal with the silver.
He's the Bulls URC assistant coach. Is the one and only Piwe Nomlomo.
We in the entertainment business, whether we like it or not, yes, there's pressure and everything else that comes with it. However, people are not going to come if they're not entertained.
And it's a boring, structured game, and there's nothing. And if you got Werner working with you, if you got Kennedy Nzimba, who's a World Rugby Hall of Famer, I wouldn't imagine Dal next to his name.
Over they go! Tries galore in the second half for the Vodacom Bulls.
Watching Banyana game here against Lesotho, the second leg. I'm impressed by Dr. Ellis's choice of players. With such players, we're going somewhere, Rob. I think those will be good replacements for the likes of Refugio Jaime, who's no longer with us right now. I think we're going somewhere.
Mr. Marawa, I'm a little bit surprised with the resignation of Coach Kanu Vilakazi at Lesotho after a great run from the team. I really don't know what makes him to take such decision.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
We've got 1,000 reasons why Marawa Sports Worldwide is proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets tonight.
From the pitch to the podium, your all-access pass to the world of sport is right here. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
He's an exceptional player, was and is, and hopefully will be. What's going to happen mainly belong to him and the club. Tonight we will know it after training. I hope so, but I don't know yet. Oh, feels better, but the last two games could not play. We'll see tomorrow. We have done it already. So after 9 years, it's not the same team that we started 9 years ago. We have done it 2 or 3 times already. So it's not the biggest challenge. The challenge I had is when I was starting my manager career and with my staff and a lot of tasks. We were together and prove myself, prove our staff that we can do it. A fantastic team, the quality, individual quality, as always, they had the rhythm they play and the intensity they do, the incredible runners, the transitions. But I've seen lately they are a little bit more paused in the final third. They had more extra passes that maybe before that finished action so quick. They can do it, of course, but in the same time they can do it, especially when Madison play. So the results dictate one thing, but the opinion about the teams is completely the opposite.
It's on panic stations, is it, though, for Pep Guardiola? Because tonight it's another big night for them. Tottenham Hotspur playing against Manchester City, and they find Spurs at a time that they are definitely on form. But a great game to look forward to tonight, 9:30 in the evening. Liverpool also taking on Newcastle at 10:15. Nottingham Forest take on Arsenal. It's an away game for Arsenal, 9:30 this evening as well. Man United up against Ipswich, 21:30. As well as Brentford taking on Everton. So it's a big night of football. We'll tell you about all the local matches that are happening as well. So looking forward to that and a whole lot more. Busy as always. One thing I can tell you is that Coach Gavin Hunt is here in studio already. We look forward to chatting to him in a couple of minutes. Celebrating a milestone, something that has never been achieved ever before in SA professional football. And we'll break it down to him. Any questions, any comments, do send us your WhatsApp voice notes. Looking forward to this always honest and direct conversation with him. Talk about honest and direct, man. I think in response to the recent challenges, though, faced during the Soweto Derby, the Stadium Management South Africa, well, they unveiled a groundbreaking partnership with Open Ticket, which is a new ticketing vendor which is set to revolutionize, though, the way that we experience live events. Now, this particular move kind of aims, though, to enhance security, I guess eliminate fraudulent tickets, and also ensuring pretty much a seamless entry for all of the fans. Now we're going to be diving straight into the details of this innovative solution and also what it means, though, for the future of stadium management in South Africa. The MD is standing by on the line, CEO of Stadium Management South Africa. That is Bertie Grobler. Bertie, thank you so much for your time. Good evening and welcome.
Thanks, Rob. Always good to speak to you. And I think before we delve into this, from my side and from Stadium Management side to Coach Gavin, also congratulations on a massive milestone. I think his legacy is cemented in South African football, and long may it continue.
Bertie, what a message. I see him across, the glass there. He is smiling, is beaming from ear to ear as he receives your message, thanking him very, very much. On his behalf. I think a man that's still left with another 1,000 games. He gets younger every time. If you've seen his dance moves, it says a lot. Talking about that, Bertie, I mean, the motivation, though, I think a lot of people ask the question for Stadium Management South Africa to partner now with Open Ticket. What's pushed your hand in terms of this?
Rob, this has been coming for a season and a half that we, specifically with Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates, we were considering and discussing and contemplating a new ticketing system from the start of the next season, 2025-26. But the derby and what ensued there really left me and I think the clubs with no other choice but to make a decision to implement it now. I know it might be in some years risky, but we cannot have another derby like we had. Between us, we estimate that there was about 20,000 fake tickets in the round.
How many?
20,000.
I think that was teetering on disaster.
Yeah, I still get goosebumps thinking of that derby, and I see I was misquoted by some people today when I said I think the VOC did exceptionally well to manage the situation on the day the way they did. I'm not saying that it was good or we need to be satisfied with that, but it was a disaster at the brink of happening.
What do you think avoided this disaster? Because, I mean, when you talk about oversubscription of, 20,000 fans, I mean, that's a stampede waiting to happen.
Yeah, what avoided it was we installed a secondary counting system at the turnstiles. So we knew exactly in the VOC how many people we had. And the decision that had to be taken was, do you close the gates with 87,000 people inside the venue, or do you consider the available space inside the venue? Because remember, the stadium capacity is 94,000, safe capacity 87,000. So the VOC and the role players took this decision at exactly the right time to close the gates. Had they shut it earlier, there would have been problems outside. Have they shut it later, there would have been problems inside. So yeah, a bit of luck and blessing that went with it, but I think it was well managed.
So how will this new ticketing system, though, enhance the spectator safety as well as accessibility at the FNB Stadium or even at the Orlando Stadium?
Rob, in the debriefing meetings, we identified two issues. We already touched on the one is the fraudulent tickets. The next is access control at the entry points, and with that I refer to scanning, scanning quality, scanning connectivity, and then the human factor being the actual human being scanning the tickets and the security managing the situation. Now, the toll slip tickets, and it is exactly what it says. It's a ticket printed on a toll slip you get at the garage or in a store. Now, at one point, it was a very good idea to make tickets accessible, but you can have no security features on that. You can get your own printer at home and buy a roll of paper and print tickets. Obviously, you can't copy the barcode, but it creates the situation where you've got tens of thousands of people or hundreds of people at entry points with fake tickets. Now, for the derby, 46,000 tickets was this toll slip tickets. So we decided to discontinue that with immediate effect. You then obviously confronted, but how do you make tickets accessible? Although 29,000 tickets were purchased online, it's still not, it doesn't cater for each and every fan. So there's going to be three methods and three options to purchase your tickets. One is still online, where you go onto the club's website, the stadium website, or the ticketing vendor's website, and you purchase your ticket. The next one is, and this is a bit groundbreaking, buying your ticket via WhatsApp. And Rob, it really is as easy as opening WhatsApp, 4 easy buttons you push, and you buy your ticket. You pay for it via the Capitec banking app, any other banking app, Zapper, one voucher, and I understand there's about 7,000 vendors around the country, and any bank card, debit or credit card. And the ticket gets delivered to your WhatsApp. One security feature, the barcode will be blocked and you will receive the barcoded ticket only on event day, an hour before gates open. The final one is Open Ticket managed to secure a deal with USafe and ShopRite Checkers to print physical tickets, a thermal ticket on unique ticket paper at all of their outlets. So you can still buy your ticket should you wish to at an outlet.
That's crazy. The WhatsApp one is probably, as you said, the most groundbreaking one indeed, because I think everybody has access to that. But it's 100% foolproof now, that there is no way around it. I think with everything that becomes electronic, there's always ways around it. I always say that anything that is man-made can always be overcome. So you've always had a look at the checks and the balances of what potentially could go wrong, and you fixed it.
Yes, and I had a discussion with the Brigadier Jones, the authorized member. I was driving to Rustenburg now, and a long discussion, exactly what you said. It's not foolproof. We're going to have challenges, but we're going to eliminate the challenges by at least 80%. And now we need to deal with the access control, the second part that I said to you. Now we need to focus on that. If we've got a system that scans properly, we've got a ticketing system with some integrity and with security features, we now need to focus on the human factor. And to give you one example, and obviously we're not going to disclose everything, sure. But we're going to have lights, LED lights, that's connected to the scanner. So at each and every shoot, there's going to be, and a shoot referring to the physical fence where people go through before they scan their tickets. If your ticket is legitimate and it scans, the light will immediately flash a green. So police, the camera operators, the security, the supervisors can see So you're going to eliminate people taking bribes at the scanning point as well. If your ticket's double scanned or it's a fake ticket, the LED lights will flash red, and we will be able to control that system where there's also fraudulent activity much better.
When are we planning on starting with this new system?
Immediately, Rob. The first one is the 4th of March, Chiefs Magezi, and then another smaller fixture, and then we walk right into the Pirates Sundowns. That will be the big test.
I was going to say that maybe it's a good idea to start with a so-called smaller team to try out and see what works, what doesn't work, as opposed to starting it for the first time in a high volume game.
Exactly.
And just a final one. I mean, what sort of role did the likes of Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates play in the decision, though, to implement this new ticketing system?
No, a huge role, and the PSL as well. After the derby, we had the debrief meeting, and I think you know me by now, and my take on it is, guys, we can pass the ball around and have excuses and play the blame game. We can't have this. We need to change it, and we need to change it now. And fortunately, the two clubs share in this opinion because we owe it to the fans, we owe it to the broader public, sponsors, broadcasters, the PSL. We can't allow the game to be brought into disrepute due to a ticketing system. So the clubs fully supported it. They gave their input. Some of the changes and the amendments comes from the club. So this is a joint effort between us and the two clubs making use of our venues.
Bertie, as always, thank you so much indeed for using the platform, for chatting to us and informing all the fans, though online is one of the methods that you can use still within the stadium of the club. Also, the new innovation coming through as far as WhatsApp is concerned. If you have a Capitec or as well as any other banking app, it's also one of those for buying your tickets, or USave or ShopRite. It was also another avenue that you can utilize. So I think close to the time of any big game, Bertie, we will always inform the fans, because I think we always strive here on the show for safety of fans, safety of players, and just safety of human beings in general. But well done indeed. I look forward to watching and observing how this new structure works.
Thank you so much, Rob. Have a good evening.
Appreciate it. That's the CEO of Stadium Management South Africa, Bertie Grobler, joining us right here. He is Stadium Management SA MD and responsible indeed for making this big, bold announcement. 20,000 oversubscribed at Soccer City at the Derby. Unbelievable. But thank goodness, all worked out well, in inverted commas. All certainly worked out well for Gavin Hunt in his journey as a coach. All worked out very, very well. With 1,000 appearances, that no load shedding could ever stand in his way.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time.
#MSW.
Experience the ultimate winter escape and cruise the Mediterranean with Royal Caribbean, where sun-kissed beaches and ancient cities await. Explore destinations like Barcelona, Florence, Naples, and Rome by day. Then unwind with world-class dining and live entertainment by night. Your dream holiday is waiting for you on board the newly amplified Allure of the Seas. Visit cruises.co.za or your local travel agent to book your Royal Caribbean cruise now. T's and C's apply.
Friend, Mikey, Chommy, whatever you call them, we all have that bestie we're absolutely nuts about. That's why Cadbury is giving you the chance to win Suzuki Swifts for you and a friend. Unwrap any iconic Cadbury ice cream or try our new hazelnut flavor. Post a selfie of you and your bestie enjoying your ice cream. #Cadbury ice cream and stand a chance to win 2 Suzuki Swifts. T's and C's apply. Competition valid until 30 May 2025. Cadbury ice cream. You already know you're gonna love it.
Sim, open the door.
Okay, where are slippers? Open the door, man.
Sorry, sisters. Bro, you keep falling asleep everywhere today. What's going on?
I pulled an all-nighter trying to finish my midnight data before it expired. I'm finished, bro.
Same. With Cell C's My Connector, there's no day or night. Just anytime data.
Anytime.
Nothing should stop you from enjoying your data anytime with Cell C's My Connector deals. Dial *141# and get 3 gigs anytime data for only 39 Rand. Switch to C. Cell C.
We've got everything contractors need, like Naria short basin mixer taps for $2.99, Stander's 100 kilogram foldable steel trolleys for just $8.99, 3.3 meter multi-purpose aluminium ladders only $1,099, and Rose Sarah matte door handles from $245. For high quality materials and tools, get the best deals this contractors month at Leroy Merlin. Offers valid until 2 March in-store and online. Leroy Merlin, make your home the best place to live. T's and C's apply.
This month with Pick and Pay, you can win big with Smart Shopper. Get crazy Smart Shopper deals plus earn double points on all Smart Shopper prices. Plus stand a chance to win 100,000 Rand when purchasing participating products in store or on ASAP. Like bulk Country Classic Boerewors for only 89 Rand 99 per kilogram. And Smart Shoppers get 1 kilogram Escort smoked or red Vianas for only 59 Rand 99 each. Only at Pick and Pay supermarkets. Valid 24 Feb to 9 March. T's and C's apply.
I got a secret. Do you love to play? Do you love moolah? Then you'll love Fred. Sign up on betfred.co.za for the best odds online in SA across lucky numbers. Play sports and all your favourite games. We'll match your first deposit 100% up to 5,000 Rand in bonus funds. Because you can always bet on Fred.
Betfred is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s are permitted to gamble. National Responsible Gambling Program on 0800 006 008. All games are fixed odds. Betting events. Winners know when to stop.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
But back comes Simbini on it. Simbini's going to take it. Simbini takes it on the line.
Dakani Simbini is my guest. This is where now Atlantic South Africa has this wonderful national championships, and somebody has to defend their title. That somebody is you. Are you coming back for that?
Hey man, my title is something that's a personal thing for me, so I have to come defend it. But it's, I think if I win this one, it's going to be my 10th title. I'm working on getting to SAs, yes, but my focus is not SA. It's trying to win a medal at World Championships, because the South African season is so early in the year. So if you focus all your training on just one thing, by the time the actual real season starts, you're done.
Simbini takes it on the line.
Story of a champion. #MSW. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Rob, evening. Congratulations to Gavin Hunt. 1,000 games in the PSL. That's not the child's play. The number of games that he played, that he coached in the PSL equals to, with the league honors, 4 league titles equals to the number of titles that Chiefs as well as Pirates have won. Those are big honors on his shoulders. Congratulations, Gavin Hunt. Keep going, my brother, and well done.
Keep going, my brother. Well done indeed. Thank you so much indeed for those WhatsApp voice notes. They are flooding in. Appreciate it. And I think he appreciates it more. And I can tell you, though, that few coaches in South African football spark as much debate as this very bold manager. I mean, you either appreciate him or you don't. It's as simple as that, which is likely why he has reached this remarkable milestone of 1,000 PSL matches. Now, you go over his 27-year career, and you can find that he has firmly established himself as, one word, a winner. Multiple league titles, cup victories to his name. And that particular journey, beginning in 1998-99 season with Cape Town's 7 Stars, I mean, he gave a very young Benny McCarthy, and I'm sure Benny can hear because he's in the country. He gave him his debut, and since then he has managed several prominent clubs, including SuperSport United, Bidvest Wits as well. He's won 4 titles, as you heard from the voice notes. 4 league titles, 3 with SuperSport from 2008 to 2010, back to back, and 1 with Bidvest Wits in 2017. It was a 99-year wait, and then they folded, they disappeared. History, boom, gone. Unbelievable. Now, having surpassed Gordon Eggerson's record of 816 games, Gavin Hunt is the first coach in South African history to achieve this extraordinary feat solidifying his legacy as a titan of the sport. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Gavin Hunt. Good evening, sir. Good to see you.
Rob, thanks for the invite. You know, you got to do something to get to the seat. Yeah,
you got to do magic.
Yeah, well, it's not magic; it's hard work.
It's magic because we see it as such. You've performed at times. I don't even know how you've managed, because some of the best players you'd have had in your team would have been sold, whether you would have agreed to it or not, but they would be gone. And when I say magic, it's because of that hard work. It's the discipline behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. But when you take it all in today, on the 26th of February, 2025, how do you reflect back on that 1,000?
Well, I did 3 years in the first division, so
yes,
I always say I did a lot of apprenticeship. I did a good apprenticeship there, and there you learn about coaching, that's for sure. So I sort of did 3 years there in the first division then, and after I finished playing, and I was obviously still wanted to play longer. I was still fit enough to play, but obviously I, flipping hell in those times, with no medical aid and snapped my Achilles. Then I was out for 9 months, so. I was, in those days we had to work, so my job was being affected because obviously I couldn't get in and out of cars, and I was a rep on the road, and you sort of say, well, football has to take a back seat here, and then obviously I got offered a job at Vasco da Gama, which was the first club actually. Worked there for 3 months, and then 7 Stars, and we had a good 3 years there, and then obviously we got promoted to the PSL.
When you reflect back on that, I mean, Vasco da Gama, 7 Stars, we all know the ambition that Rob Moore had, and he ran that very professionally. And I think more than most, he ran it like it was even before the promotion.
Rob, I said that club today would have been as big as could have been as big as the big three,
100%.
No doubt about it. We play. He had the vision of the club. We had 7 Stars with 7 townships. We played in a place called Nyanga, and we used to get, I won't lie to you, in the first division, 4,000 to 5,000 people there. We played Bushbucks there in the Bobsave quarterfinal. They were in the PSL, and we beat them there. And then obviously we got to the semi-final of the Bobsave, which is the Nedbank in those days. And we played Sundowns, but they wouldn't allow us to play there. We would have filled that place. I mean, it was crazy time. I mean, we lost in a penalty shootout.
No, but that always takes away from your home ground advantage, because anywhere around the world you can be a small club. It doesn't matter.
I think it's always been a problem in South Africa that when these big games, you got to go away from your home ground. And I think you should sell the 8,000 or 10,000 tickets
and shut the gates.
And shut the gates. That's what should happen. If you look at all cup competitions around the world, the beauty of a cup competition is that you play your home games at your home stadium, and under your environment. And we had to move to Athlone. It was unbelievable. I mean, they had Fatumbu, Chuku, they had Daniel Madao. They're top side. They won the league. And I'll never forget Philip Truzier. Was his first time he arrived in South Africa. Remember Philip Truzier?
Yeah, the
and he come to me in his broken English. Your team top of the Premier League? I said, no, we first division. He said, oh, your team very good. I said, yeah, but we in the bottom division. And we lost 5-4 on a penalty shootout. We went 4-4, 1-1, 1-1.
Yeah.
And then I'll never forget my goalkeeper puts up his hand. I'm taking the 5th one. I said, no. He blasted it over the bar. We lost 5-4. So, yeah.
But there were remarkable records that you achieved, though. I've been unbeaten in 70-odd games?
We're 78 games unbeaten there, And you remember the season, we used to play February to November, and it overlapped. So we played a full season almost, and then they stopped and we started another season. And it's interesting. My time in that first division, I'll never forget. SuperSport United played Camps Bay in the playoff game to get in the PSL, and SuperSport got into the PSL. That was my first year.
Yeah.
My second year, Santos. They got into the PSL, and then the third year we got into the PSL as 7 Stars. So.
But the Cape Town was strong though, because your former team Hellenic was.
Well, Hellenic was in the Premier League then.
Correct. Yeah.
But in the first division, it was a hell of a battles there. Michal Warriors, remember that team?
Yeah,
they were in the PSL. They got relegated, and it was a big battle. And the PSL team was my ex-brother-in-law, David Byrne, Mark Byrne, my ex-father-in-law, Budgie Byrne. They were all manager of that team, and I was the manager of 7 Stars. The first year in the PSL, David Byrne was the coach of Santos. Yeah. Budgie was the coach of Cape Town Spurs. Mark was the coach of Hellenic, and I was the coach of 7 Stars. The whole family.
It's a whole family affair.
So the brides and the family lunches on Sundays wasn't very good. So can you imagine 4 PSL coaches having in a family? It was crazy.
All against each other.
Yeah, the games were like it was derbies, and it was crazy.
Just punching each other.
That 1 year, yeah.
I think when you reflect back, and these are some of the stories that a lot of people would never know or have taken note of, though. But Swallows was always somewhere hovering around. I mean, it was always part of your first. I think you go back to 98 as well.
Yeah, no, Swallows, I went there, must be 2001. I can't remember, 2001, I think. Yeah. After that was Leopards.
But promotion with 7 stars, after you gained promotion with 7 stars, and your first fixture was against
Swallows. Got a big, my first game in my professional career at 18, I played against Swallows at George Goch. And my first coaching job, we played against Swallows at George Goch. So I've got a big history with that George. But every time I drive past George Goch, I get a little tinge there, you know. Yeah. So as a player and as a coach,
Yeah, I mean, obviously very sad that it doesn't exist now.
Crazy,
I mean, I talk about Bidvest gone as well. I mean, you talk about
even
Swallows
the George Goch
as well.
Stadium, you know, was a great little stadium there. You know, used to fill up every week. I mean, then I think Chiefs played there eventually, and I mean, I think quite a few teams had a stint there, you know.
Also, that whole lightning incident.
That was the Cosmos and Swallows. I wasn't,
game.
I wasn't there, but it was crazy times. Man.
I think a lot of memories, you know, hover around what happened at George Goch Stadium. But for you, though, I mean, I saw something very rare. We see it happening in European football and around the world. Both sides, Gavin, and I said this in the intro that you're not one for all of these big ceremonies.
No.
You know, and I could see it in your face. You're just like, guys, come on.
I don't really want to come here. Yeah, I didn't really want to come here. I don't like this. It's too much, you know.
But when you surpass a record of 816 that Gordon Niggerson had, and you know that it's highly unlikely, well, hopefully, I don't know what's ever going to happen in future, but that is massive. It almost just puts you on a level that is unmatched.
You don't think about it. I mean, they were, when I came into the game, Gordon, Clive, you know, these type of guys, you know, they were sort of the flag bearers.
Yeah.
And I was sort of right behind them and obviously, and taking in everything they were doing or they weren't doing. And then obviously there was a lot of other coaches at that time that sort of, you know, you looked up to, you know, that were, and, you know, and there was great rivalry, but obviously a good football rivalry. And obviously I was good friends with Clive, obviously before his, you know, sad passing.
Yeah.
And Gordon I still speak to on a regular basis, you know. He's always looking for players, and he runs a great academy down in Cape Town there now. So yeah, there's a regular, you know, regular chat, you know.
Any guessing whose birthday it is today? But obviously he's no more.
Ashton Trilengwe. How do I know? Because he was my favorite player.
Crazy. You'd have turned 73 today.
Yeah, I knew Ace. I mean, I played against Ace in 82, 81, 82 when he used to come back from America. He used to come back with David.
Yes.
And they used to play for Toronto Blizzards, you know. And I'll never forget, we played Chiefs at Hartleyvale one night, and they just arrived. And David and he would have a banter, obviously, and David nutmegged Ace on the halfway line. and normally Ace used to nutmeg everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
And they chirp, and it was brilliant. And we went out afterwards and went for drinks and dinner, and you know, I got to know him. I was only 18 then, you know.
What a player.
Yeah, I know.
What an individual.
I've never seen, you know, between him and Jomo and these type of guys are brilliant, you know.
No, the best in the country.
Yeah.
And also somebody else who you would have loved to celebrate this with is also no more, which is Tommy Madikake.
Yeah.
What do you think he'd be saying from the heavens right now?
Tommy was an interesting story. Obviously played against Tommy when he was at Cosmos before he went over. I mean, that, you know, his career really should have kicked off. He had a chance. He was the Rangers and Man Cities and these places, and everybody wanted him. And I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but it didn't. And he came back and played. But I mean, from a playing perspective, he was a fantastic player. I mean, he was a real modern day somebody who should have played in the European football because he had that way of playing. And then later on in years, you know, we kept in. You know, you saw him. How are you? And obviously I was a Lennox then, and they came to Supersport, and he collapsed. Remember the helicopter came on the field?
100%.
He had a heart attack, and they took him off the field, and you know, I'll never forget that day. And then not thinking I would ever be the Supersport coach, I was a Lennox then in 98, 99, whenever it was. And we ended up coming together when I got to Supersport, and you know, we hit it off straight away, and it was a great loss to me, and we had a great relationship because we had the good cop, bad cop type of relationship, you know, in terms of how we talked to players, and he was much better. He handled the players better than me, that's for sure.
Like calm you down. No,
yeah,
don't
he calmed me down,
like
and you know, and I'll never get the day Gordon phoned me when Gordon was a national team coach. He said, "Listen, what about Tommy being my assistant?" I said, "Listen, you couldn't go wrong. He's the right guy. He knows the game. You know, that's the most important thing. He knows the game. He knows players." And you know, and then he went to the national team with Gordon, and and Gordon sort of, and then obviously the tragedy happened,
Yeah.
It was very sad.
I mean, one person who's listening, though, with very keen ears to this conversation, and as you talk about the late Tommy Madikake, is the daughter Melanie.
Good evening, Uncle Rob, and to Coach Gavin Hunt. I just want to say congratulations on your huge achievements with reaching 1,000 matches as the head coach of SuperSport United. I am absolutely proud with how far you have come, particularly with your time when you began coaching at Black Leopards and then having the opportunity to work with my late dad, Tommy. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey with how you have formulated a good relationship with my dad over the years up until, he reached, the coaching level to work with the national football team. However, I still remember how Tommy used to be, a father, and I'm so sorry to move away from the coaching experience, but I just want to particularly talk about my experience, growing up as a young girl while he was, assistant coach under Dr. Pitso Mosimane and under your leadership, Coach Gavin Hunt. He was particularly a perfectionist. He was a no-nonsense professional, and it's funny how I watched clips of you guys, working together and making sure that you reach club mandate for SuperSport United, winning back-to-back trophies together with Dr. Pitso Mosimane and under your leadership. And it brought so much great memories when I watched that clip over the weekend. And you know what, Tommy will always be that assistant coach who has produced great footballers under your leadership, and he's greatly missed. I won't lie, he's greatly missed. And as his daughter, I am absolutely proud that he got to work amongst the best head coaches that South Africa has produced. And
that's a touching message. I haven't, takes me back. I'm still, curse Tommy half the time for making me drink that ZCC tea, And
You really drink it?
Yeah, but gee, that stuff could go right through you. You certainly know where the toilet is. That's such a great message. On the serious side, it's a great message, and I wish you well, Melanie. That brings back so many memories, and what a great guy. And I just wish he could have go on the journey with me a little bit longer, but obviously he did go off the net, but I'm sure, anyway, it comes up so often, we talk about it, and and every day I go to training, because he used to sit next to me and we change boots and have a chat, and we used to have the conversations that weren't about football still half the time, because Tommy, he could talk. And I miss him, I miss him terribly.
Mel.
I miss him terribly.
Thank you so much, Melanie. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks,
Melanie
Mel.
Madikake,
Thank you.
coming through there, just, in response to Gavin, the Milestone, and also representing, her late dad. We got Lungelo in Alberton, we got JC in Hammanskraal, people from around the country, the continent, and the world. Gavin Hunt in studio.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
Charge into running rugby action with Hollywood Bets. Grab the chance to win big and enjoy every try, tackle, and triumph when you back your favorite teams in international and local rugby fixtures. Be in the game and bet today.
Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Gold, power, opportunity. Trade with XM. the most awarded broker for a reason and trusted by over 15 million clients worldwide. With over 1,400 instruments at your fingertips, including gold, we make trading seamless. XM, where South Africa trades with confidence. Your journey starts now. Visit xmza.com. Trading can involve risk and result in a loss of your invested capital. T's and C's apply.
Escape to paradise with Flight Center's beach and island holiday deals. Save up to 40% on island holidays, plus enjoy the kids stay and eat free deals. Save up to 50% on Mediterranean and Caribbean cruise deals. Get local beach holiday packages from 4,775 Rand for a family of 4. Visit flightcenter.co.za or your nearest Flight Center store. T's and C's apply. Flight Center, your center for travel.
Just stand and exit.
When I need on-the-go relief from a painful sore throat, I use Andalex C lozenges. It kills viruses and bacteria, reduces inflammation, and gives my mouth a burst of fresh flavor. Andalex, SA's #1 choice for a sore mouth and throat. Andalex C lozenges are available at all leading pharmacies and supermarkets.
Just Andalex it.
Dear Journal, day 3045 of trying to be an adult. I can't figure out the secret to working, cooking, cleaning, exercising, socializing, and sleeping all in one day. It's exhausting. Maybe the answer is to do it all f***ing terribly.
Got evicted from the family home? Get covered at pineapple.co.za. It's like 570 Rand a month, so it's 100% the insurance for you. Underwritten by Old Mutual Alternative Risk Transfer Insurer Limited, licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent.
The Checkers Extra Savings Extravaganza is now on. Swipe and save on this week's deals, like Parmalat Yogurt, 1 kg for $32.99. Save 14%. Cadbury Slabs, 150 grams, any 3 for 99 Rand. Save 61 Rand. And Twin Saver 2-ply toilet paper, a 24-pack for $169.99. Save 20 Rand. Deals valid until Sunday only at all Checkers and Checkers Hyper stores or shop on 6060.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
I mean, what a journey it's been for him. Incredibly fast gentleman. Some people have described him as stocky and explosive. The one and only, ladies and gentlemen, Akani Simbeni. How's married life?
Beautiful, settled, nice, lovely, but nothing changes, man. Everybody says, what changes in the marriage? I'm like, nothing. We're still the best of friends. We're still dating. It is what it is.
You're still shelling?
Yeah, I'm still shelling her, sending her flowers, making her feel special there, saying, hey, let's go on a date.
You don't miss birthdays?
No, I can't. I miss birthdays. I'm in the dog box, so...
When is her birthday?
Oh, October.
I'm just testing. She's like the outfit you're wearing.
I'm matching today.
#MSW.
Good evening, Rob, and to your guest, Coach Gavin Hunt. I just want to say thank you and congratulations to him for being in the game for so long. Quick question. Out of the 1,000 games that he has played, which one was the hardest or gave him a headache?
I think that question gives you a headache.
Rob, I can't remember yesterday. I think you always remember. There's always certain games you remember, but I certainly wherever I've been, I haven't really started that well the first season. So that Swallows game when we lost 5-0 the first game to Pirates, I got slaughtered. With carrying out there, I went out there in the back of the boot of the car with a kit on top of me, so the supporters couldn't see me. When they came to the training ground and arrested me there, and so you remember those type of games. But I always said, I think the secret is to bounce back factor.
Yeah.
After you've lost, and you've got to have that. And I say to all the young coaches of today, because you can get down when you lose. Everything looks horrible when you go home. The dog, you want to kick the dog. The food doesn't taste right. Everything's not right when you lose football matches. And you can really get down on yourself. And the fact you've got to keep believing in the process, keep believing preparation on a Monday till Friday, whatever your preparation is, get the team right, and then try and do it again. Because everybody loses football matches. I mean, even the greatest now, the Pep Guardiolas of the world, okay, he's going
through a tough
time, and he can spend money, he can buy players.
Yeah.
So you got to the bounce back factor of a coach is the most important thing, especially if you're coming into the game now. You got to have that resilience to. And I always felt I'm always better on the Monday after the loss on the Sunday or the Saturday.
Sure.
Yeah.
Lunga is in Alberton. Thank you so much for your patience. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Madlupo, how are you, sir?
I'm strong. Welcome.
Great, man. I just want to congratulate our coach, Hunty, for reaching such a milestone. Coach, we respect you so much in the game. And, he's a man I always enjoy to listen to post-match analysis because he's an honest man. And, I just had a quick question for him. I know he's a man who loves youngsters. Like, I just want him to give me the best 3 youngsters that you should look up to.
No? Or
in the past, or youngsters that are still
current now.
Yeah.
Which coach?
I mean, he started right back. We mentioned the one today. Benny was. He was just another level.
Yeah,
there was no doubt. And I'll never forget. I phoned the owner, Rob Moore, on that night after training. I said, "There's a guy that should go to Europe." He said, "Are you joking?" I said, "I'm telling you, this boy will play in Europe. He's so good. Why is he not playing?" And obviously I put him in the team and, got him going and I played him on the wing. He said, no, I don't want to play. I'm a striker. I said, you can't play striker. You're too thin. And I got him playing. He scored 27 goals the first season off right wing. So playing as a winger and the rest is history. And got him, just working with him. But I mean, he was on his class of his own and he was always going to make it. And one thing about him, and I've always said it about Benny, he loved the game. There's a lot of players who play football for a salary, but there's players you got to love the game and you got to win. And he wants to win 5-a-sides. He wants to, when you come in and play a 5-a-side or 7-a-side or whatever, he wants to win those games. He wants to win the shooting competitions. He wants to win everything, and that's why he's been such a great success. And he will be a success. And I think he just needs a break in the coaching world, and he can take me as an assistant. I'll do the coaching. He can do all the interviews and everything else. I'll be the background guy.
No, you still have lots to give. Trust me. There might be a big announcement as well tomorrow in terms of his next.
Yes, so. Yeah,
there might be. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that. Big announcement happening. Let's go to Hammanskraal. JC, good evening.
Good evening, Bro Rob. How are you?
I'm very good, man. Honored to be here with Coach Hunt.
Coach Gavin Hunt, congratulations on this milestone. 1,000 games is not a child's play. I just want to find out a quick one for you. Is there any regrets in the 1,000 games that you played? Because for me, I'm sad with Kaizer Chiefs for not allowing you to play the Champions League Cup final, because I know you would have won that one. So that's why I was happy with your game 999, the way you won it. So, but it's not about me, it's about you. So I'll listen on the radio. Any regrets? Thanks, Coach.
Hey, curveball there, JC.
No, we're not going. No, look, I have regrets every time we lose a game. I have regrets. I should have done that. Should have, could have, would have. I think in football you got to keep testing yourself. You got to keep asking yourself questions. You got to keep upskilling yourself. I think the most important thing in the modern day is to upskill yourself all the time. What's going on? What's the modern trends? What's new? What's and maybe stay away from all the new jargon, of all the words that gets used days where it's all the same. But you got to, which I've done. I've tried to do that. I mean, modern generation, the youth of today have changed completely.
But you get surprised when people or journalists still say that you're like
old
an
school and you're old school.
And
what is that? I mean, people, if they come to Monday to Friday, and then they can make an assessment.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never forget when I first started. I always felt as a young coach, when you come in, you should always have an older assistant. And I did that. My assistant was my coach who I played for at Lennox. Ian Towers, bless his soul, he's passed away.
Yeah.
He came from overseas and played at Lennox City for years. I took him in as my assistant, put him on the bench, and he would just grab my arm and say, "Hey, hold on. Yes, you're doing right. No, you're not. Not in front of everybody." And that's how you learn. And I think nowadays, I don't think the younger coaches do that enough. Get an older assistant. They might get a young guy who they can sort of control the situation. And I always felt that's the best way to go.
And I think we see it at City. I mean, you were talking about Pep.
I look at Man United, Amron.
Yeah.
He needs an older assistant. Put an older guy next to him and just say, "Listen, whoa, bomb, and you'll see he'll be much better. And he's only 39, 40. He's young.
He's a young guy.
He's young.
So
he's
he
young.
makes those decisions.
Exactly.
With guys
That's
like
my point.
Rashford,
That's
and
my
he
point.
says, "Okay, Rashford is not doing
I
well."
would like
at
to do the
training.
same one day.
Like how?
Like come in behind somebody and say,
Yeah.
"Listen," and just be there as assistant coach.
As a
somebody.
guide.
As a guide to
Yeah.
say, "Don't do that. Say that." Yes, boom. The training. Maybe you could change this and all that. You know what I mean? And not. I never get. I was at 7 Stars, and where Jeff Butler came. Remember Jeff Butler? He came from guys, they called him Dog Box.
It was our first Bafana coach that never coached.
With the CV, yeah, let's not go there. And he came down to Cape Town and they made him technical director. And he was great for me. I was young. I was, 33, 34. He was in his 50s then or whatever. He's been at Chiefs. He's been all over. And he just bounced ideas, talk, what. And, then he would give me he watched me the week. And it's brilliant. I mean, I'll never get on one of my UEFA courses. We did sorry, I'm going on a bit here.
No, it's
but
your
we
day.
lost. The coach was losing games every week, and they're about to fire him. So he says, "Can't you guys come and watch my team play and see where the problems are?" Anyway, we got back in the video room there, and everybody sits down. So our head of our technical group, he says, we've seen your team. We see where the problem is. So he said, "What's the problem? What are we doing wrong?" He said, "No, you're the problem."
Oh.
And we filmed the coach. And you filmed his body language and you filmed his mannerisms and you filmed what he said at halftime and blah, blah, blah. And he went back and but 2-3 weeks later, they were winning games again.
Because he had to reflect
Look at
on himself.
And as a coach, and I've said that to myself, you've got to reflect every day on yourself. Have I done the right thing at training? Can I do better? What am I doing? How can I improve? Blah, blah, blah. And if you don't look at yourself every single day, you will never go forward.
Sure.
Augusto
Palacios says that hi, Rob, congratulations to Gavin for his great achievement and success for his 1,000th games. He says he coached the first lower division to grow with Black Leopards and also continue with Morocco Swallows. He was one of the first coaches to go to England to the FA coaches to study. I have a very good account of things. He was not scared to go far to coach. This is the approach that coaches must copy. I have a good relationship with him. I'm happy with his success. His development, numbers of players, also later success as well. He says, my salute to Gavin. Keep working hard and success for the benefit of South African football. Regards, Augusto Palacios. So even before you respond to that, let me take another gentleman that I'm sure you would love to hear from. He is on the line. I don't know if you guys will be coaching together anytime soon. Dr. Pitso Msimane, good evening.
Hi, Rob. How are you?
I'm very good, Coach. How are you?
Legendary Gav there. Yeah,
Hey, Pitso, how are you, man? I haven't seen you in ages, man.
I've been listening to the show, and if you need an assistant, please, I'm around. I'm just behind you. Just let me know. Yeah, Gav, you've done exceptionally well. I've been listening to some of the things. I think Augusto took my words because he's always talking to me behind the scenes also. 1,000 games, unbelievable. Who can get 1,000 games, and you kept going, It's always good for us to talk at this point in time when everything is all right. But me, I always talk when it's not going well, when we are facing all the difficulties and everybody seems to know more and looks like they know better than you. When no one has done 1,000 games and no one has won 4 Premier League titles, can you believe that?
Yeah, but so I remember when you went to Sundowns where they were, and look at them now. So I don't think you get enough credit for that. I really don't think you get enough credit.
I was very happy when I went to the final with Alakli and you and not there. I said, "Oh, thanks God." This one, I'll make it the third one. But 1,000 games tells the story and the history, and not one game that you lost. You need to be there to make 1,000 games, and it's not very easy for coaches to make 1,000 games. Maybe even in our lifetime, we're going to wait for somebody to make 1,000 games. So, with big respect to you, it's unbelievable. But I just want to pay my respects to you to say, what a journey you have done, what a history. And maybe waiting for the documentary so we can listen more.
I might have to leave the country, Pitso.
When is the documentary coming or the book? Gav, I'm waiting.
Don't worry, you got a few chapters in there.
All the best, Rob. Let me not
thanks.
take
I really appreciate
the credit from there.
to take the time to make a call, and we go back a long way.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, we go back a long way, and I'll never forget when he came. I think he just came back from Greece.
Yeah,
and obviously I had Greek owners, and he I think he was working in the Sundowns development then, and we played Hellenic. We played I think it was Chiefs at Joburg Stadium.
Yeah.
And he came and we went out afterwards and we had a drink with our directors. They were talking Greek and I don't know what they're talking about. And then I could see there was certainly a path for him and he wanted to get into the higher level of coaching and he stuck at it and he did a great job. He turned SuperSport United around in terms of the way they play football, the geographic, the dynamics of the team. And when I came in there, he had exactly what I wanted. I had wingers, I won't tell you other clubs I've been to with no wingers. I like wingers and we had wingers there and we had people that, I think he went to 6 cup finals in a row, which was unbelievable, and that sort of kick-started him and then he went to Bafana and I took over when he went to Bafana, So I commend him and what he's doing now to go in, he's in the jungle there. Some of these jobs is tough, but you've got to commend him.
I guess you would say that, I know you're a big music lover as well.
Me?
You don't believe in magic, do you?
I believe.
What happened to the dance moves, eh?
You get one of those dance moves again. We haven't won for a long time. Not easy in today's world,
The ones that were in the change room at Budweiser, but Dame
that was the last one,
Eh?
it was the last time, yeah. We haven't.
Memorable, though.
Very difficult now. The gap has got bigger and bigger, in South African market, and the clubs like SuperSport, we got a good crop of players, but it's very, very difficult to challenge the top.
Do you believe you'd ever win another league championship?
Well, I'm not going to give up until it happens again.
Yeah.
So they're either going to fire me or go somewhere else or try something else. But yeah, I still feel, I know, Rob, you know what it takes.
Yeah.
And there's, and it's difficult to say to people because when you get in a game and the game started and there's 20 minutes to go and it's 0-0. Now this is when you earn your money as a coach. Yeah. I always say Monday to Friday you maintain your job as a coach. Saturday you keep your job. Never forget that. Because you can Monday to Friday you can do all the training drills and all the methods, but Saturday you keep your job. When there's 20 minutes to go, what are we doing now? Are we going to go or we stay? We stick? We go? What? And that sometimes you got to feel it, and sometimes it comes to you, and sometimes. Because if you go with pre-planned ideas in the game, well, we're going to do this, and then it never works. You've got to have that.
Yes.
You've got to have that intuition. And I think that's the most important thing. And I feel if you get the right team and you get the right squad and you get the right environment, and you can get on a roll, and you can certainly take the teams to bigger heights.
Celebrate to the next 1,000 matches, Gavin.
Celebrate.
Cool
in the gang, boss. Your favorite.
One of our best. One of the best, greatest. Them and Earth, Wind and Fire, greatest.
Robert Coolbell, as well as all the others that made part of that band. Gavin, we salute you, man. We'll certainly do a proper tribute for you. Let's get this 1,000 game. I don't know if it's still hanging the balance, if it's 9.5 or a quarter. Hey, you got there. You're not the Minister of Electricity. You're not responsible for these things, but no light will be dimmed upon your success, sir.
As long as we don't have to do a Teddy Pendergrass,
What does it say?
Turn off the lights. Let's use a candle.
Candle.
Marawa Sports worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.